Well, hi there. Warm welcome. You're watching Blueprint Explosive Exclusive, and I'm Meghna Deka. Well, viewers, what we witnessed was not a debate. It was a diplomatic disaster for Pakistan. What are we talking about? Well, there you have it on your screen. It is season 2 of embarrassment of Pakistan being called out, being trolled, being rattled by the quantum of truth which was thrown onto their faces. Not by India. This was by American media. This unraveled in real time. What are we talking about? Sherry Rehman. Well, we'll tell you about the other Pakistanis also who have been embarrassed and caught out by the lies and the web of fakery that has been spun by their nation. But before we get you all those details, the bloopers which have been coming in from Pakistan repeatedly, let's first explain what Brigade 313 actually is. Now, this is very significant. It is an Al-Qaeda guerrilla network which is operating out of Pakistan. It is focused on Pakistan and international terrorism. It is aligned with Al-Qaeda's global jihadi goals as well. Terrorists are being trained in North Waziristan by Brigade 313. Pakistan created in 2008 to unite Pakistan terror factions because there were several factional wars which were happening between the Pakistan terror groups, which is why they brought in a Brigade 313. It uses religious symbolism to recruit youth, and they target their terror towards Kashmiris, especially trying to recruit the youth of Kashmir. And what do they use? Their favorite arms is a lone wolf kind of an attack. Lone wolf cells which are being put out, and they recruit Kashmiri youth to do their dirty work. Encrypted apps are being used by Brigade 313 to build these sleeper networks, which they are trying very hard and have been doing across in the Kashmir Valley. So what do you call it when a country sends its foreign minister abroad to defend its image, but ends up confirming everything that the world already knows? In one word, it's humiliation. Yes, you're absolutely right. I am talking about Bilawal Bhutto. He was sent to the US to put a respectable face on Pakistan's global image. They thought he is the young face, the youth, the hope of Pakistan. But what did he do instead? He admitted that yes, indeed, terrorism does have roots in Pakistan. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, a US-based journalist stepped in with a reality check. Bilawal Ali Bhutto tried to say the usual diversionary tactic, saying that Muslims are being demonized in India, they are being targeted by India. He, however, got fact-checked by American media and also an American congressman. They don't mince any words. In fact, he had said very straight away, eliminate Jaish-e-Mohammed, only then must you speak. Watch this.
They must recognize that not all Pakistanis are terrorists, no matter what their government says to them.
Let me start with a statement you made today, saying that the recent terrorist attack in Kashmir is being used as a political tool to demonize Muslims in India. Sir, I have watched the briefings on both sides, and as far as I recall, there were Muslim Indian military officers who were conducting the briefing on the Indian side.
Well, as far as the operation is concerned, you're absolutely right.
However, as we were telling you, this is not the first time that Pakistan has acknowledged that, yes, indeed, it does the dirty work of terror. Well, Pakistan's own defense minister, remember, acknowledged engaging terrorist activities within its own region during this interview. Terroristan exposing itself. You had Khaja Asif, who is the Pakistani defense minister. He admitted openly that, yes, indeed, we are doing the dirty work of America. Then you have others as well. He's also admitted that there were training terrorists for America. This is something that Khaja Asif himself has said, that yes, indeed, we were training. He also has admitted that we have been funding terror groups. He's declared that doing this dirty work for America for the last 3 decades. That's just the defense minister of Pakistan. Perhaps no surprises there that in Abbottabad, at the army HQ that you had, right next to it, Osama bin Laden being kept safe. So where Pakistan is essentially losing ground diplomatically, economically and militarily, but instead of fixing the crisis at home, their leaders are busy celebrating what they call a meme war. victory. Yes, you heard it right. They say, so what if we haven't won? We have at least won the meme war. It's hard to believe, isn't it? Listen into this Pakistani minister, Ataullah Tarar, who stood up with a strained face and said that Pakistan has won the meme war. Watch the ridiculous statements, the bloopers, one after the other being made by the Pakistani mantris. So let me go across to our panelists. We are today being joined by Sushant Sareen, the Senior Fellow of ORF. Also, Ambassador Suresh Goyal is joining us, a former diplomat. Ambassador Goyal, I'm going to be coming to you first. If you can explain to us, who's won the war of perceptions? On one hand, you have the likes of Shashi Tharoor-led delegations, the likes of Salman Khurshid, and this is important. The names I'm taking is because they are not part of the government, who are going out and creating and telling people about Operation Sindoor and what India's narrative. On the other hand, you have incidences such as this, like Sherry Rehman now admitting that, yes, indeed, we have a track record of terror. Who's really winning the war of perception here?
Meghna, you are making me laugh at this question, really. Because when you talk about perceptions, whose perceptions are we talking about? I'm a diplomat. I deal with I'm retired now. But during my active life, I've dealt with leadership all over the world on different issues, and I do find that there is a huge variance, and variance is a very gentle word I'm using, between what the media talks about and the perception of the people who are in a position to take the decision. And even if there is a difference in the perceptions of the leaders and the media, very often the decisions taken by the leadership are not on the basis of the perception. They are taken on the basis of what is important to them, sometimes personally. And let me take the name. If President Trump, he gets a deal on the cryptocurrency or he gets an aircraft from Qatar, he is very easily swayed to take a decision one way. But, or the country, and they are very, very different. Another example. You are talking about Pakistan. All over the world, everybody knows, including the USA, they know it very well, that Pakistan is a country which has basically trained, which has given shelter, which has used terrorism, international terrorism, as an article of kind of state diplomacy or their own war against different countries. After all, how can they forget that Osama bin Laden was found in their country? But at the same time, if today Clinton or yesterday or whoever takes a call and say something about Pakistan, we should know that it is not because of that they don't know, but they have their own factors, maybe the interest. And therefore, Meghna, my suggestion is that rather than talking about who has won the war of perception, what we should be talking about is what is our national interest, where do we need to go from Operation Sindoor, and how do we go about it without worrying about what the media story is.
You're absolutely right. There was a time, and everyone's been discussing that there was a time that India would come under the pressure of foreign powers about what the perception of India is going out. But Sushant Sareen, you just heard one of the ministers of Pakistan. You had Mr. Tarar coming out and saying that no matter whether we won militarily or not, the point is that we managed to have, we won the meme fest, the meme war they have won. But many are saying that, yes, indeed, there is also perception which is being built. They've lost the war. We all know that. We all know that they are the ones who are harboring terror, but they still manage to get a bailout package from the IMF. Is that propaganda war failing for Pakistan, or did they manage to win at least that bout?
Meghna, you're mixing too many things. The IMF package had nothing to do with what transpired recently. It might later on, but at least this particular tranche was already decided weeks before the skirmish happened. So I think, we are unnecessarily mixing that up with the larger narrative. Secondly, this monkey-faced minister of Pakistan who's celebrating that we won the meme war, he should be ashamed of himself, because many of those memes were about how badly ruined Pakistan is. What more ruin can India visit on Pakistan? They have no roads, they have no water, they have no electricity. What the hell is India going to bomb anymore in Pakistan? Now, if this is winning the meme war, Pakistanis laughing over themselves and Pakistanis berating Pakistanis outside Pakistan that you are sitting in the comfort of Dubai or US or UK and you want the Indians to come and bomb us out here. Shame on you. If this is winning the meme war, they're welcome to it. Okay, I don't want any truck with it. But Meghna, let's also not ignore the fact that in this particular, some of the interviews which you have shown today, the journalist involved, Yalda Hakim, is somebody who understands the region, who has studied it, knows the insides out of what is happening. 99% of Western journalists are utterly ignorant and are ignoramuses when it comes to India and Pakistan, right?
Absolutely.
And that is a big problem. And to that extent, what the Pakistanis do is that they play those journalists. It's only once in a while they come across a journalist who's clued in and who challenges their narrative. Now, Pakistan being a country which has been found or which has as its foundations bigotry and lies. It was founded on the basis of lies and bigotry. That is what Pakistani diplomats and Pakistani politicians, when they go outside Pakistan, that is what they resort to. And along with it, there is denial and deflection, which is what you saw Sherry Rehman trying to do.
Absolutely.
The thing was that Yalda Hakim actually pinned her down on Pakistan's track record and then finally made her acknowledge that yes, Pakistan is trying to clean up what we have been doing with terrorism earlier. But it was not just earlier. Even now they are doing it. Even now we have seen sights of a shameless speaker of the Pakistani Punjab Assembly standing up and boasting about that my father is a great friend of Hakim, this guy, Hafiz Saeed, that we have family relations with him. He's proud of the fact that they have relations with an internationally designated terrorist. You know, I can give you chapter and verse of how the Pakistanis have been behaving. Again, Meghna, allow me this. Yalda Hakim starts talking about Sajid Mir. And in fact, the Indian media has not spoken about it as much as we should have. Who was Sajid Mir? He was the mastermind, one of the masterminds of 2611. What did the Pakistanis say that when, you know, there was a lot of pressure on arresting Sajid Mir? What was the Pakistani thing? We don't know who this guy is. Second, they said, he's not even a member of the Lashkar-e-Taiba. Then they said he's a member of the Lashkar-e-Taiba, but we don't know where he is. Then they said, yeah, we found out where he is, but he is dead. Then they said we can't find his grave. Then they found his grave. Then they said we exhumed his grave and gave fake DNA samples to say that the body buried is Sajid Mir. When the FATF continued to insist, they finally exhumed the body and suddenly, lo and behold, after Jesus Christ Almighty, another man was resurrected from the grave.
Yes.
And that was Sajid Mir, who was then tried in a court of the proceedings of which nobody, and within a week he was sentenced. And where is he sentenced? Where is he in prison? Nobody knows. So
Nobody knows.
Is the kind
hidden is what we hear from the latest sources telling us that he's been hidden by Pakistan, the ISI, the deep state. They've kept him hidden and safe. Suresh Kumar Goyal, one very interesting thing which was said, and we are going to put out the visuals of the interview. It's important since we are talking about Yalda Hakim and the interview that Sherry Rehman gave to her. You have those shots on the screen. Sherry Rehman at one point gets so exasperated. She says, why do you believe everything that India says? Should that be the big takeaway? That Pakistan today is so frustrated that there are no takers for their fakery. Even they realize India is the one that people believe. After all, we have proof. We don't have memes. Ambassador Goyal.
Let me put it this way. Yes, ultimately, Sherry Rehman got needled by this persistent questioning about the Indian story, etc., etc., etc. I'm going to go back to the same kind of thing. She may seem exasperated on the TV screen, but once they are off the TV screen and they go back to their own offices or wherever they hide or wherever they actually go to create their own trouble for India, they will be back to the same thing. The brigade, which is actually recruiting Kashmiri youth will be still there.
Yes.
LET will still be there. JEM will still be there. Mir will be still there. Who are we kidding, really? I think what happens is really, and that's my sad part, really, that we are so fond of media build-up that everything in our own mind plays on the basis of what impact does it make in the media. Take the example of USA. I do know that I like USA very much, particularly at this stage, but look at the USA. Are they taking their policy decision on the basis of what NYT or Washington Post is writing? Or what CNN is showing on the screen? So why are we even bothered about?
So this is interesting. So you are saying diplomacy runs parallelly to what perception may be. That perceptions could be different also, but unfortunately, gentlemen, I'm running out of time. So I would like to thank you guys for joining us. Sushant Sareen as well as Suresh Kumar Goyal, a former diplomat. A pleasure to have you on the show. Unfortunately, there's some breaking news, so we must end this conversation. Breaking news, which is coming in. External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar, well, he's pulling no punches on Pakistan. In fact, we have a reaction of his which says that this is not India versus Pakistan. This is India versus terroristan. Listen in.
I'd like you to understand, this is not a conflict between two states per se. This is actually a response to the threat and to the practice of terrorism. So I would urge you to make it, don't think of it as India, Pakistan, think of it as India, terroristan. You will then appreciate.